Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, Mystic Magic. In today's tarot pick a card reading, we are going to be taking a look at what action your soul is guiding you to take next. It's future me editing this video, and I just want to say I'm really sorry for all of the interference with the mic. I did not realize how much interference there was. I guess I wasn't wearing it in the best spot. Mercury retrograde literally started a couple days ago and is already wreaking havoc, so sorry about that, guys. So I have 3 piles for you to choose from today. On pile number 1, we have the Selenite and we have the New Moon Tarot. In pile number 2, we have the Lepidolite and we have the Prisma Visions Tarot. And on pile number 3, we have the Angel Aura Rose Quartz and we have the Luminous Spirit Tarot deck. So feel free to pause the video if you need some more time figuring out which pile you're the most drawn towards. And then once you've chosen, you can scroll down to the description box or the pinned comment and skip ahead to your reading. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across it or whenever you're drawn to watch it is when you're meant to hear these messages. A couple of quick disclaimers before we start. Tarot is just a tool that reads the current energy, and energy is always changing. So remember that you have free will and the power to create change. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so take the messages that resonate and leave the rest behind. Don't try to force all the messages to fit for you in your life. There could simply just be messages here that are meant for other people watching that just aren't meant for you. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Hey there, pile number 1. If you chose the Selenite and the New Moon Tarot, this is going to be a reading all about what action your soul is guiding you to take next. So I'm going to pop your crystal up here. Kind of blends in, but that's all right. So before we start, I have my window open. It's starting to get hot where I live, so I'm hoping that there's not going to be a lot of outdoor noise. If there is, I am sorry in advance. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start off by taking a look at what it is your soul wants you to be focusing on at this time. And then we're going to take a look at what action your soul is guiding you to take using some oracle cards. Then we'll get more detail with the tarot. And then we're going to take a look at some advice from your soul and then close the reading off with some final messages, anything else that your soul wants to tell you at this time. So for now, I'm going to put your tarot off to the side and we're going to grab that in a little bit. So starting off with what your soul wants you to focus on, we have fulfillment, and we also have tarantula with the fire element. So this is really interesting, pile 1, because the tarantula talks about being at a crossroads in your life and ultimately choosing the path of dharma, choosing the path of what your soul came here to do. And I feel like maybe you've been avoiding in some way, kind of going in the direction that you really truly want to go in. So for example, like if you've always wanted to be a musician, but you decided to play the safe route and we're kind of working like a 9-to-5 job in a cubicle because, there's a lot of job security with that and like you get steady pay, blah, blah, blah. But in the back of your mind, you're always kind of thinking about like, wow, what if I had chosen to pursue being a musician instead? Like, how would my life look like? And maybe it's something that you always think about. Of course, that's just an example, but you could be in one of those types of situations where you just kind of have this like nagging thought at the back of your head that there's something more for you out there, that you could be doing something more fulfilling. And what your soul's wanting you to focus on at this time is to start walking in that direction, to make the decision to start pursuing what it is that really lights you up, what it is that brings you a lot of satisfaction, what it is that you've been dreaming about, what you're passionate about, what you're talented at. Because you deserve to create and live a life where you're really just doing what you want. And I feel like in today's day and age, like, doing what you want, like, I just want to do what I want, can sound, you know, just like rebellious in a negative way and very, I don't know, maybe selfish. But it's not selfish to do what you want. Actually, you know what? It is selfish to do what you want, but that's not a bad thing. Being selfish isn't always a bad thing, and it's your right to pursue the kind of life that you want. It's your right to make your own decisions and live a life that's truly meant for you, and not live a life based on other people's expectations, other people's decisions for you, because at the end of the day, you're the only one who truly knows what's best for you. Other people may have good intentions trying to help you out, but nobody lives in your head but you. Nobody feels what you feel except for you. And so your soul is really urging you to think about what brings you the most happiness and fulfillment, and to start pursuing that instead. So let's take a look at your other oracle cards. So what action is your soul guiding you to take next? We have healing, number 29. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. We have Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. We have enlightenment with the solar plexus chakra. We have poise, number 48. And we have hold your vision, fixed moon. So I want to start off by talking about this healing card that we have right in the center of your reading. Either you've already been going through some kind of healing process, or your soul is guiding you to take a look at different aspects of your life that may have been holding you back from pursuing your deepest dreams and desires. So this could look like shadow work. This could look like unlearning certain identities, certain mindsets, or even ideas that other people have put on you, other people's expectations of what you should do. For example, the scenario that's coming to mind is, let's say there's a family where everyone is doctors, like their parents are doctors, their grandparents are doctors, their siblings are doctors, and everybody's a doctor. And as a child, this person just always knew that they didn't want to be a doctor, that they wanted to be a baseball player instead. But because of all of these like family expectations and family pressures, you know, as this kid grew up, they ended up being a doctor instead, just to, you know, please their family, just to fit in, so they wouldn't have to deal with, you know, any backlash. But they didn't enjoy being a doctor. They still daydream all the time about being a baseball player. So in this case, it's like their soul is asking to start looking back through some of those memories. It could be something that stems back from childhood, and to really, you know, acknowledge how that made you feel, you know, to say, you know, I don't want to be a doctor, and I have every right to be a baseball player if that's what makes me happy. I hope that example made sense. but I'm feeling that there could be some maybe conditioning that stems from childhood, whether this is like familial or societal conditioning, but to really go back and heal those parts of yourself that felt like you either weren't worthy enough, not good enough, or not able to pursue the thing that you're really and truly passionate about. I feel like there's a lot that you've gone through throughout your soul's evolution. There's a lot that you've learned, and you've evolved a lot. You've really ascended a lot, and I think you're getting to this point now where you're feeling more confident to step into the direction of your fulfillment. And if you're not there yet, that's where you're being led by your soul. I just saw 10:10 on the timer, and so this makes me think about cycles ending and cycles beginning. I recently uploaded a couple videos about that topic, so if you're interested, I will link them below for you. I feel like your soul is slowly guiding you by doing this healing, by doing this shadow work, to really work through any fears or insecurities you have and step over the threshold and into the direction of your fulfillment, into the direction of your dreams and desires. Your soul is saying that you are so much more capable and so much more ready than you think you are. So you may feel a little bit insecure or a little bit afraid when you think about like actually taking that first step, and that's totally normal. But the phrase that's coming to mind is, if we wait until we're ready, we'll be waiting the rest of our lives. And what I'm really getting is that the only thing left for you to do is to jump, is to take that first step, to take that leap of faith and really just start walking in the direction of your fulfillment. This could also be something that, you know, especially when we're thinking about doing something and, you know, we kind of procrastinate on it, and the longer that time passes, the harder it is to actually get started, because we've built it up into this whole thing and we have this analysis paralysis, and we think of every reason why we shouldn't do it, every reason why we should wait a little bit longer. We think of every excuse. And listen, I'm not calling you out. I've been here myself. I understand what it feels like. But your soul is trying to communicate to you that you may be a little bit stubborn about things, okay? You may have your feet planted a little bit too firmly where you are. And again, like, that's okay. It's our ego's way of protecting ourselves and keeping ourselves safe. But your soul is wanting you to know that you're heavily protected, you're heavily being guided on this journey, and that you're really ready to take this next step. Another message that's coming through is that by going in the direction of your fulfillment, of your dreams, that it'll be a very healing and cathartic process for you, you know, to finally recognize that you're your own independent person who's capable of making decisions for yourself, and knowing that, you know, even if the journey doesn't go as you envisioned, or even if there's bumps in the road and there's challenges, which of course there's always going to be challenges no matter what path we decide to go down, but that even when those things happen, that you're gonna be okay. Like, you're so equipped to handle and deal with any obstacles and challenges. And that's like exactly what I was saying with these two cards here, Earth School and Enlightenment. Like, I feel like you've just evolved and grown and leveled up so much that, like, now you're at this point where you have all of these tools in your tool belt, and you're like ready to handle any situation because of all of your previous experiences. So the flip side to being stubborn is that I can see that you have so much fortitude and strength that when there's something that you want, there's no changing your mind, and you're like really set on it, and you always find a way to make that happen. And your soul is telling you to take that energy and take those qualities about yourself and to really channel it in the direction of fulfilling your dreams rather than fulfilling the dreams or expectations of somebody else. So with the number 29 here, this reduces to 11, which is a really significant master number in numerology. Ones are all about new beginnings, leadership, taking initiative, and 11 is a number of manifestation as well. So this is making me feel like maybe you've been manifesting a change, manifesting living your dream life, manifesting being in your dream job or being with your dream person or whatever your goals are. And that if you find that things around you have been either shifting or falling apart, that it's because this pathway to your dreams is opening up and is starting to align with you, and that the reason why things are falling away or things aren't working out anymore is because this is what's trying to work out for you instead. And with the number 48 here, this reduces to a 3, and 3 is all about expansion and growth. So I feel like you're really stepping into this new timeline, like stepping into this new era of your life where I'm hearing, my oh my, have you grown? So we've already acknowledged how much you've grown up until this point, but then I feel like once you step into this trajectory of heading towards your fulfillment, I'm seeing just like an explosion and even more growth happening. Like, you know when jets hit supersonic speed and there's kind of this like blast and then they like zoom even faster? That's kind of what I'm seeing. It's like it's going to open up so many doorways for you, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of serendipity and a lot of things falling into place. And again, I don't want you to think that, you know, when we pursue our dreams that it's going to be the most effortless and easiest path. In some ways, yes, it is, but it's important to be realistic at the same time, and like there's always going to be challenges. But your soul is just really wanting to remind you of like how strong you are, how much you've learned, and like how capable you are of handling anything that comes your way. This could also be about, very quickly, if you've been wanting to take a certain course, you've been wanting to learn about something, your soul is really encouraging you to do that. Whether this is like just because you're interested in it, if it's a hobby, or it could even be something that has to do with your life purpose, with this path to fulfillment that you'll be going on. It could help you in some way. So we're going to grab the tarot now, and I'm going to figure out how to get all these cards to fit. So I will be back in a moment. Okay, so now let's grab your tarot. Gonna give this a few shuffles. I hope you've all been well. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Really appreciate you being here. I love reading for you, and it's always my hope that these readings bring you clarity, bring you guidance, and really just empower you to make decisions that are for your highest good. Okay, Spirit, please. What action is pile number 1 soul guiding them to take next? What action is pile number 1 soul guiding them to take next, please? Okay, so we have the Empress. Okay, that's really funny. I'll tell you why once we pull all the cards. What else, please, Spirit? What action is pile number 1 soul guiding them to take next? Oh. We have the 8 of Cups. What else, Spirit? What action is pile number 1 soul guiding them to take next? I'm hearing that song West Coast by, I think it's Quinn 92. I don't know if somebody else, if there's another artist featured on that song, but I'm hearing that song. Okay, we also have the Knight of Wands. And let's grab one more card. One more card, please, Spirit. What action is pile number 1's soul guiding them to take next? Okay, we also have the Hermit. And on the back of the deck, we have the 7 of Pentacles. So I just heard, what are you waiting for? Isn't that a song? What song is that? Love Me Like You Do? Is that Ellie Goulding? I think so. If I'm wrong, I'll put the song on the screen. Okay, so quickly, I'm gonna go through some zodiac signs in case it's relevant for you. So with the fixed moon, this is fixed signs, which would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. We have fire signs here with the Tarantula and the Knight of Wands, which would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. With the Empress, we have Taurus and Libra. And finally, we have Virgo with the Hermit. So you could be one of those signs or have those placements, but you certainly don't have to. So the reason that I found it really funny that the Empress came out is while I was preparing the tarot cards, I was remembering that in the guidebook for the fulfillment card, it talks about how peaches are a symbol of fertility, and that was making me think about when we were talking about the number 3 here, growth, expansion, that by you know, moving in this direction towards your dreams and your desires, that there's going to be just like so much growth and fertility and just so much abundance in so many forms that are going to just shower you and like overflow your life. And then we had the Empress come out. So for me, that's extra confirmation that your soul is really wanting you to nurture this dream of yours, to really plant those seeds and water them, to really be patient with yourself and also patient with the process. You know, we can get really frustrated or upset when things aren't happening like as fast as we thought they would be, or aren't happening in the way that we expected them to. But that doesn't mean that it's not working at all. It doesn't mean that it's not happening exactly according to a divine plan. There's this like saying or this little anecdote that is like, when you plant your seeds in your garden, you don't dig them up every day to see if they've grown. You plant them, you water them, and you just show up every day, nurturing them, taking care of them, seeing if they need more sunlight, more water, more shade, and just being patient with them, knowing that they're gonna grow and sprout in their own time. And eventually you'll get to the point where you're harvesting those fruits and you're enjoying the fruits of your labor. And it's exactly the same with this journey that you're going on. Your soul's really encouraging you to do some soul searching or soul discovering You may feel inclined to spend more time with yourself, just really reflecting. You may find journaling to be really helpful, whether you use like an actual notebook or you're just typing on your computer. Ask yourself questions like, what do I really enjoy? Like, what makes me really happy? What am I talented at? What am I really good at? And, you know, make yourself a list and look at all of these things and see how you can incorporate that moving forward, how you can incorporate that into, you know, your dream career or whatever your goals are. Now, with the Eight of Cups, this is signifying that your soul is asking you to walk away and leave something behind. So this could be a situation, this could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a mindset, a mentality, an attitude. This could be any kind of habit that's holding you back. It could be a multitude of things, and really at the end of the day, like, you're the only one who's gonna know what this is, which could also be something that you may find beneficial to reflect on. You know, what's holding you back when you think about your dream life? Write down all the different aspects of it and then look at your current life and say, what am I doing now that's not aligned with this dream life that I want to have? And you may have to eliminate some things. Like, if part of your dream life is being really healthy and living a healthy lifestyle, but let's say right now you're eating a lot of fast food and you don't really exercise, then those habits could be things that your soul is encouraging you to leave behind, right? So maybe this could be like, instead of ordering takeout, you make yourself a healthy meal. And maybe to start up a new exercise plan, like you go for a walk every day, or you find a class that you really enjoy, and then once a week you go to yoga, or once a week you go boxing or something. Things like that, just really taking stock and taking inventory of where you're at now and where you want to be, and just really seeing like what practical kind of changes you can make. All the answers that you're seeking can be found within, and you'll know exactly what you have to do because of how it makes you feel. Like, you'll know what the right thing to do is. You know, like, you're very intelligent, and I get the sense that you're really mature. I feel like you're not trying to kid yourself about anything. I feel like you know exactly, exactly what you're doing, and you know exactly what it is that you may have to leave behind, and you know exactly what steps to take in order to start, you know, moving towards your dreams. And that doesn't mean that you need to have everything figured out, because realistically, we don't have everything figured out. And even when we think we have everything figured out, life tends to throw us a few curveballs to keep us on our toes, right? So it's just about accepting the fact that there's only so much we can control, but there's a lot that we can control. We can control our actions and our emotions and the steps that we take and the life that we lead. And whatever else comes our way, we're more than capable of handling. But your soul is really guiding you to nurture and pursue whatever it is that lights you up, whatever it is that you're really passionate about, that you're excited about, that brings you that childlike, you know, excitement and enthusiasm and like zest to just be really excited when you wake up first thing in the morning, because you can't wait to go do, you know, whatever it is that you're super passionate about. And not to give up throughout the journey, because things will be difficult, especially at the beginning. It's always hard to like start taking those first steps, but once you do, it'll become a bit easier, and it'll slowly get the ball rolling. And then before you know it, you're going to be having this really amazing momentum, and things will start to catch up with you. So now let's take a look at advice from your soul. So we have, unstick the stuck, number 46. We have follow through, number 23. And we have what do you really want, number 27. Wow, this is like so spot on. It does feel like your soul is calling you out a bit, but it's all with love, of course. So exactly, I mean, this is totally what we've been talking about. What is it that you really want? When you take away other people's expectations and other people's projections and opinions of what you should do, what is it that you really want? You know, if there were no limitations, if money wasn't a question, if resources wasn't a question, what is it that you would do? And whatever that thing is, your soul's assuring you that there's a way to make that happen if you follow through with it. I really feel like there's this big dream that you've had that you've always ever looked at it as a dream and not something that you could actually do or attain. And by having it just sit at the back of your mind, like that's constantly draining energy, like constantly thinking about, oh, I should do that thing, or like, okay, I'll do that thing tomorrow. And then every time you don't follow through, you feel a little bit more guilty, you feel a little bit more disappointed in yourself, and it just ends up kind of just unmotivating you and making you feel even less inclined to pursue it. And it makes you feeling, and it leaves you feeling really stuck. But you don't have to stay in that stuck energy, is what your soul is saying. You can choose to follow through. You can choose to take that first step towards what you really want, and you can choose to get the ball rolling, right? Because the universe, it's called co-creation for a reason, right? We can't just say, hey universe, you know, I'd really love to have this like dream job or this dream life, but then not take any action to back that up, right? The universe needs something to bounce off of. And as you start taking action and you start showing the universe that like, hey, I'm really serious about this, I really want this, I'm starting to take actions, and even though it's hard, like I believe in myself that I can do this, the universe is going to start throwing opportunities your way. It's going to start showing you signs and synchronicities that you're on the right path and that you're being supported. But there's really a lot of encouragement to just sit down and figure out what you want, because when you have clarity on what direction to go in, it makes forming a plan a lot easier, right? So maybe I'll go back to this musician example from the beginning. Like, let's say you really wanted to be a musician, and like it would just be you and your guitar, and you know, you want to just like perform. While that's a great start, you know, what's the plan behind that? Are you going to write your own songs and then like upload them onto YouTube? Are you going to go perform at like bars and events? Are you going to travel? Are you going to, you know, submit records to different labels? You know, there's so many different actions you can take. And your soul's really encouraging you to, once you pinpoint the direction you want to go in, that it'll make finding those practical steps a lot easier. So let's take a look at these last messages, these final messages from your soul. Anything that your soul wants you to know at this time. It could be in regards to everything we've been talking about, or there could just be extra messages in here for you. So let's see. We have Stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. Okay. We have the Empress here too. And like when I was talking about fertility with the peach, I mean, this could be about having a family of some kind, or this could just be the nurturing of a career and the nurturing of an idea, anything like that. We also have Box, you will receive a gift. We have I, psychic ability, trust your intuition. Yes, exactly. Like, it's kind of what I was saying before. It's like you already know. It's like you already know what you should be doing. You already know the direction that you want to go in. I feel like you're really in touch with your soul, but there's just been a bit of resistance into kind of taking those first steps towards what it is that you really want. We have egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. Exactly. Oh wow, and there's even a nest here. So we have an egg with a nest, and then we have another nest here. We have dog far away, a distant friend is thinking of you. And we have gavel, involvement with the law. So what I'm getting is that, so you could be, yeah, like starting your own business, going into business with someone. This gavel card is making me think of contracts. It's making me think of the justice card in tarot. And we have business opportunity over here. So yeah, this could really be about your soul encouraging you to start that business venture that you've always dreamed of, and that success is assured. Okay, like success assured with good plans and hard work, period. Okay. With dog far away, distant friend is thinking of you. This is really making me think of like your spirit guides, that they're around you, they're helping you, they're guiding you. This could quite literally be if you're in like a long distance type relationship with a friend or a partner or something like that, that their higher selves are coming through to support you, to help you, even though they can't be here physically. Or this could even be about a loved one who's passed on, who's with you in spirit and really helping you through this. But that's everything that I'm seeing for you, pile 1. Let me know in the comments how this resonated. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching, and hit the post notification bell so you never miss out on when I upload a video. I love you so much. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hey there, pal 2. If you chose the Lepidolite and the Prisma Visions Tarot, this is going to be a reading all about what action your soul is guiding you to take next. So I'm going to pop your crystal up here, and what we're going to do is start off by taking a look at what it is that your soul wants you to focus on. Then, using more oracle cards, we're going to take a look at what action your soul is guiding you to take. We'll get more detail with the tarot, and then grab some advice and close the reading off with some additional messages from your soul. So I'm going to push this back so you can see it a bit better. Okay, so for now I'm going to put the tarot off to the side, grab that in a little bit. Let's take a look at what it is your soul wants you to focus on. We have courage, and we have the buffalo with the earth element. Oh, okay, so when I was preparing your cards for this reading, I was getting so many different channeled songs. Like, the other groups didn't get any, and I got 4 different songs for you guys. So let me remember what they were. We had You Don't Have to Call by Usher. There was You Are the Reason by Callum Scott, Perfect by Ed Sheeran, and Evening Buffalo by Felix Snow, which, I mean, I guess that's why with the buffalo card here, that's why that song came up. But yeah, most of those are like love type songs, so I don't know if that's just like something that you've been going through, something that's relevant, but there was literally so many channeled songs coming through. I was like, what the heck is going on here? So you could be clairaudient, or music and lyrics is how your soul really likes to communicate with you, or how your guides like to communicate with you. But back to the reading now. So we have courage and we have the buffalo here. So your soul is really wanting you to stand firm in what you believe in. There could be people around you that maybe are trying to sway you in some way. Maybe these people are a little bit headstrong. Maybe these are people who take advantage of your really kind nature and maybe incorrectly view you as someone that they could walk all over, someone that they could manipulate. But your soul is really asking you to be courageous about something. This could be about even like pursuing a dream of yours. Oh, also before I forget, I have my window open. It's starting to get hot where I live, so I'm really hoping that there's not going to be a lot of background noise, but if there is, I'm really sorry about that. Your soul is really wanting you to focus on just how powerful you are. Like in both of these cards, in this one we have these like huge waves crashing against the rocks here. We have this lightning in the buffalo, and buffalo are like pretty crazy animals. Like they seem really, you know, timid and graceful and like pretty chill, but they're massive, and like a buffalo can fuck you up. So I feel like that's how you are. Like maybe people see you as like timid or shy, or just like, you know, really kind, and they mistake that for weakness, but deep down you're like, I'll fuck you up. Not like, you know, not violently, but that kind of energy. Like, yeah, just a real sense of like strength and fortitude. Maybe in the recent past, or even distant past, maybe you went through something that disempowered you or knocked your confidence a little bit, and maybe you've just been feeling a bit insecure lately, or feeling a bit, not unmotivated, but yeah, maybe just feeling a bit disempowered. Yeah, this could have been a kind of situation where maybe someone took your power, tried to take your power, really just drained you. But your soul is really wanting you to focus on calling your power back and just recognizing like how much power you really have within you, like how much of a warrior you are, and to really ground yourself in that truth, and ground yourself in the notion that you're this strong pillar of strength. Let's grab your other oracle cards and see what it is, what action your soul is guiding you to take. So we have passion, number 34. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. We have trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on, time is not running out. We have dissipating with the solar plexus chakra. We have regeneration, number 46. And we have the answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. So what I really love, one of the first things that I noticed was with this trust the timing card, trust the wave you came in on, time is not running out. And I was really focused on this imagery of the courage card with these waves crashing onto the shore, and then this card is like trust the wave you came in on. So maybe you've been feeling like time is running out, you feel like you're behind in some way. You could struggle with comparing yourself to other people, comparing where you're at in your journey versus other people. And you know, we're all guilty of doing that. It's hard not to sometimes, where we look at our peers and we're like, wow, you know, we're all the same age, and like, this person is already married, this person's having a baby, this person just got promoted, and then you look at your life and it's like, well, you know, I haven't necessarily accomplished those things, and then it makes you feel like you're behind or that you need to rush in some way. So that could be something that you're struggling with or struggled with recently. And yeah, with the dissipating card, it's like, because I really feel like this passion and like the energy that I was feeling here, like I really feel like that's your natural state. But it's like, I feel like there's something that's been draining your energy. With Gemini here, this could be about a person. Like, I'm thinking of maybe a situation with a person where maybe they're pressuring you in some way, trying to make you feel rushed to make a decision of some kind. Yeah, and maybe that's why like your soul is wanting to really stand firm in who you are and stand firm in your decisions, really just hold your ground. And maybe you've been like bottling up a lot of emotions, bottling up a lot of things that you want to say. And you know, if we continue doing that, at some point like the top is gonna blow. And I feel like your soul doesn't want you to be in that kind of predicament, but I also feel like you don't want to be in that kind of predicament. It's like you feel like you don't want to make the situation worse by like exploding kind of thing, but at the same time there's all this stuff that you're bottling in that, you know, really needs to come out. So I feel like the action that your soul is guiding you to take is actually having a conversation with this person, and not a heated conversation, because I can like totally feel how just like passionate and energetic you are. You know what, this is giving me a lot of like Mars energy. So you could have strong Mars placements, or maybe you're an Aries or a Scorpio. Yeah, maybe particularly Scorpio, because I'm noticing like all the water that we have too, like fire and water. You don't have to, of course, but I'm also hearing like I'm not the person that I used to be. So you've either gone through some kind of transformation recently, or this is kind of the direction that your soul is guiding you into, is going through this regeneration of, you know, really phoenixing and coming up out of the other side on something that was really difficult. Like maybe something has fallen apart for you, or there was like a really tough ending, or just like this really pivotal turning point where something happened, but now it's like you may have feel like you hit rock bottom, but rock bottom is an opportunity to really rebuild from the ground up, right? And it's like you're growing taller, you're growing stronger than you ever were before, and like your soul really wants you to just like ground yourself in that truth and that reality, and that like you don't need to take on, you know, whatever projections people are putting onto you. Because unfortunately, like even when we change in life, even when we, you know, mature, even when we level up, even when we ascend and we do better, there's some people that refuse to acknowledge that, and they'll only ever see us in a way that makes them feel good about themselves, in a way that benefits their ego, even if it's not the truth. So you could be in one of those kinds of situations where maybe someone's giving you like a really, really hard time, like, oh, you could never be a TV producer. You're still that same old guy or same old girl that, you know, whatever, failed all your math classes in high school, which may have been true at the time, but it's like you're ignoring the fact that I then went on to university and I actually got all A's in all of my math classes. You know, it's just like something like that. Like people will only see you at the level that they're at. They'll only see you at the level, at the perspective and the openness that they're currently on. So you may have spent a lot of time or spent a lot of energy trying to convince people of your worth when it's not really your job to do that. Like, you're inherently worthy as you are, and like people who don't see or recognize that, it has nothing to do with you, it has to do with them. And I think you're starting to learn that, and I think your soul is really guiding you to stand up for yourself more, to really speak your truth. And like, if people are saying, you know, things about you that aren't true, you can defend yourself, but at the same time, it's like you're kind of recognizing that some people don't want to be convinced, and it ends up being a waste of your own time and energy by trying to convince them. I hope that makes sense. But I think you're definitely rebuilding, especially your confidence, or your soul is guiding you towards building up your confidence again. Definitely your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus chakra. So that would be the lower 3 chakras. I think have definitely been going through a lot of purging and healing, right? Which makes sense, because I was talking about like having like a solid foundation, you know, standing really firmly, which has to do with the root chakra, because you have such a big light. You have so much light, and when people are insecure about themselves and they see someone that has a really big light, they'll try anything to tear them down, you know, in order to make themselves feel better. And I really feel like that's been your situation, and I'm really sorry if that's true, because that's, you know, it's not right, and my heart really goes out to you. But you're definitely a fighter, you definitely have a warrior spirit, you're filled with so much passion, and I think your soul's really guiding you, not only about having this conversation or sticking up for yourself, but channeling that passion and that drive you have into your dreams, and like into something that you find really fulfilling as well. Because this dissipating card here, it also talks about having this really big dream, but then when the opportunity comes to make that dream a reality, not taking that opportunity, and then spending the rest of your life thinking about, well, what if I took that opportunity? So I think your soul is also really guiding you to take action towards making your dreams a reality, because you've definitely got the passion, you've definitely got the emotion, you have the drive. I think you're really ambitious, and like when you put your mind to something, like there's no swaying you from that. It's like you've got your eyes on the prize and you're gonna make it happen. You have a lot of stamina. And it's like you can use all of those wonderful qualities about yourself trying to convince everyone of your worth, or you can use those qualities to let your actions speak for themselves and let your success speak for itself. And, you know, people are going to talk anyways, so you might as well just do what you want and be happy with your life, because whether you're following your dreams or whether you're playing it safe, like people are gonna talk anyways, you know what I mean? So you might as well just do whatever the hell you want, within reason, of course, but you might as well just do what you want and be happy, and let whoever wants to talk. You know, those aren't going to be your kinds of people anyway, so there's no need to pay too much mind to them, which can be easier said than done, of course, especially if it's people who are close to you, people that you thought would support you and have your back. That could be a really, really difficult situation to be in. But at the same time, your soul is just wanting you to think about what kind of people and what kind of energies you want to move forward with in your life, if that's the kind of energy that you want to surround yourself with. So we have the number 10 here on the regeneration card, which is making me think about endings and beginnings, like completing a cycle and stepping into something new. And especially with the with the number 4 here, again, like I was talking about, having a really strong foundation, and that's just a point that keeps coming up, that your soul's really wanting you to just be aware of. Like, yeah, you're not that person that you were before. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So another channeled song lately, the song Stronger by Britney Spears has been stuck in my head, but I also really think that it applies to you too. Like, how do the lyrics go? I'm stronger than yesterday. It's nothing but my way. My loneliness ain't killing me no more. So yeah, ooh, I just got goosebumps. Yeah, so you may have like walked away from a situation, walked away from a person, a group of people. This could be like a work environment, friends, whatever. You could have walked away because you realized that they're really disempowering you and they weren't really on your side. And if you haven't, but this message is resonating, your soul could be guiding you towards taking action and walking away from these kinds of connections, because I promise you, there's people out there who love you and who genuinely want to support you. But definitely some advice that's coming through is, whenever this conversation happens, to really make sure that you have a grip on your emotions, to really remember that nothing and no one can take your power or your energy without your permission. Nothing and no one can sway you if you don't want it to. And not to let someone pull you out of your own essence, to pull you out of your own energy, and to, you know, be dragged down to their level. You may find like meditative activities really helpful. You may find meditating classically might be hard, just because like I feel like you have a lot of energy, so you may find sitting and meditating quite difficult. But maybe something like exercising or running or doing something active would be really beneficial for you to like work through your emotions and things like that. And that it would also be really helpful for you to write down how you're feeling. Like write down everything that you feel, everything that you're thinking, that you want to talk about, just so that it's not like brewing in your mind, but you have it more concretely on paper or something, and maybe you can use that as a guideline in some way. But overall, it's just to be mindful about not only what you say, but how you say it as well, right? Yeah, I just keep hearing that Britney song. Like, then there's other lyrics that go, here I go on my own now. So if you feel fearful about being alone, or like, you know, not having friends, or like not having whatever people in your immediate circle supporting you, I think you'll actually be shocked at how much more empowered and how much more confident and strong you feel on your own. And sometimes like there's periods in our life where we are more on our own, or we're more independent than we are like connected with people. And it's not because like, you know, we're not worthy of connections or anything like that. Like, of course we are, but sometimes you don't really recognize how strong you are until you're on your own. And so that could be a kind of situation that you're going through. Okay, so I'm going to shift these cards around so that we have some space to pull out the tarot. So I'll be back in just a moment. Also, so this group chose the Lepidolite. And Lepidolite is really, really calming. It's really good. I like to keep it next to my bed because it really helps you sleep. It helps to soothe anxiety and things like that. So you may find that Lepidolite really helps you when you're feeling like super charged up and like passionate and emotional and things like that. And it's interesting because the number 34 here reduces to a 7, and that's making me think of the 7th chakra, the crown. And Lepidolite is linked to both the crown and the 3rd eye chakra. So I just wanted to point that out for you in case in case maybe you wanted to buy a piece. But let's grab the tarot now. I'm going to give this a quick little shuffle. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Really appreciate you being here. I love reading for you. And it's always my hope that I can bring messages of clarity and empowerment, truly guide you on your own path and make decisions that are best for you. So, Spirit, please, for pile number 2, what action is pile number 2's soul guiding them to take next? What action is pile number 2's soul guiding them to take next, please? What action is pile? Okay. So we have the Fool. Oh, I love that. What else, please? What action is pile number? Ooh, wow. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune. A bunch of cards went flying. Let me just fix these up. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune, the Fool. What else, please? What action is pile number 2's soul guiding them to take, please? Okay, we also have the Four of Cups, and let's grab one more card. Oh, that was quick. So we also have the Knight of Pentacles. On the back of the deck, we have the Two of Wands. Okay. So the action that your soul is guiding you to take is to take that leap of faith and trust where the ride is taking you. Trust the wave you came in on, right? I think you're on the precipice of a really big change with the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune here. With the Wheel of Fortune, this is really making me feel like this, whatever this start or this leap of faith is that it's really destined for you. It was meant to happen. So whether this is walking away from a certain situation or walking away from certain people, whether you start standing up for yourself more, channeling your passions and your ambitions into pursuing your dreams, like a lot of change is going to come from this, and like really good positive change, really like prosperous, advantageous. I'm hearing like it's gonna work out in your benefit. We have the peacocks on the Wheel of Fortune here, so this could even be about, yeah, again, like we're talking about confidence, you know, like when somebody's peacocking, not in an arrogant way, but just like when you're feeling yourself and like you know your worth, and yeah, I look good today, and like yeah, I know my shit, can't tell me nothing. But I feel like a lot of blessings are going to come into your life whenever you take this leap of faith or start this new journey. But your soul is also wanting you to not be very spontaneous or impulsive with this. Because again, the Fool, even though it's ruled by Aquarius and Uranus, it also makes me think of Aries sometime, because it's the first card of the major arcana, and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So it does have that kind of like impulsive sort of energy to it. But instead, your soul is really wanting you to take things slowly, take things bit by bit, okay? Time is not running out. There's no need to rush here. Everything is happening exactly as it needs to. It's happening right on time. You're not a minute late. You're not a minute early, okay? You're exactly where you need to be. And your soul is really wanting you to take some time out and really think and plan about how you want to channel your energy and about what direction it is that you want to go in. Because I feel like you have a lot of potential and you have a lot going for you. And I feel like you could easily make anything happen for you. So it's basically just a matter of you figuring out specifically what direction the compass is pointing in, and then zoop, like like a magnet, just like heading straight in that direction. Something else that's coming through, I was talking about the number 4 earlier, and we were talking about having a really strong foundation. And with the 4 of Cups here, your soul is really guiding you to build a more emotional strength, in the sense of kind of like what I was saying before, like not letting people take you out of your essence, not letting people take you out of your energy. And listen, I mean, it can be really hard, especially when you have like a fighting spirit like you and you just wanna oh, your energy is funny. I keep hearing things like, girl, hold my earrings. Like, I'll throw fists. I say that jokingly. I know that you don't have a violent nature to you, but you're just so passionate that it's like you're willing to fight for anything. But yeah, to ground and calm your emotions in some way. So we had already talked about maybe exercise would be really good for you, some kind of fitness plan, writing your emotions, or just like journaling in general, so that it's not just like brewing, is something that your soul is just really wanting to reiterate here. But it's like, so with this Fool card, I don't know if you can see, there's like a wolf in the water here. I really like this deck because there's a lot of hidden kind of like imagery and stuff like that. But this Fool card, it's making me think that like you're this bird that's sitting safely and dryly on this pole here, and it's like, this is you rising from the ashes, regenerating, okay, glowing up, knowing your worth, standing up for yourself, standing for what you believe in. And like here in the water is represented by those people who tried to take you down, tried to disempower you, didn't support you, things like that. And now they see you, you know, living your best life. They see you doing well, and they're still stuck down here. And I don't mean in the sense of like you're above anyone. Everyone's on a different journey, and we all have different things to learn. But it's like they're looking up at you like, how did you get there? Like, you know, still being stuck in that old perspective of you that they had. And like, that's just where they're gonna remain if, you know, they don't make any changes. But this isn't about them, it's about you. And it's like you're elevating, you're really maturing and like leveling up in a new way. And I just like really, the world is your oyster, and I feel like you have so much going for you that it's time to just, I'm surprised the 8 of Cups is in here, because I really feel like you're gonna feel very empowered to just walk away from anything that's not serving you, anything that's not uplifting you. And I just see you moving with confidence in everything that you do moving forward. So let's take a look at some advice from your soul. We have success and transformation, number 13. So this is making me think of the Death card, which, like I mentioned, there's Scorpio energy. We have wow, okay, we have Creator, water. Again, like I was saying. And what? Wow. Okay, we have You Are Epic number 4, and this is making me think of the Emperor in tarot because it's the number 4, and the Emperor is ruled by Aries. So you could have really strong Scorpio, Aries, or Mars placements. That's so funny. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, your energy is coming through like really, really strong. But so the advice from your soul is to keep transforming, keep transmuting, keep regenerating, okay? Every time it's like I'm seeing like a phoenix, like just rising from the ashes and then burning again and then falling again and then rising up and burning again and falling again. And it's like every time you do that, you're growing stronger and stronger, and you're learning more and more, and you're rising higher and higher, and your soul is really just encouraging you to continue riding that wave of transforming and transmuting and alchemizing all of these emotions, all of these experiences and everything like that, because it's ultimately leading you to a really, really good and fortunate place where you're going to be really successful, and there's going to be a lot of blessings coming in. Your soul really wants you to focus on leading with your intuition and, again, like kind of calming the emotions. We have a lot of water and fire coming through, so you may have to spend a bit of extra time kind of tending to your emotions. If you're someone who gets heated really quickly, you get really passionate really quickly. And this isn't about like changing who you are, it's just about getting a stronger grip on your emotions, because you know, I'm someone who's also really emotional. I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart, including a Scorpio sun, so like I totally get it. But personally, I found it really beneficial once I started, you know, reining in my emotions a bit and like tending to them more, so that I wasn't constantly just like popping off all the time, because it's really, really draining and it's really exhausting. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. So to continue really taking care of your emotional health, your emotional body, and you may find it easier to understand or discern your intuition when you're in a less heated, passionate state, because our intuition's very, very quiet. And so yeah, like if we're really heated and riled up and stuff like that, it can make discerning our intuition a bit harder. And your soul is really wanting you to just take charge, be the leader that you know you are, step into your power, step into that role. There's a card in this deck here, the Starseed Oracle deck, that is, it says forge, don't follow, and it's really coming to mind for you. So I don't know if there's like a business venture or whatever kind of path it is, if it's something that's really unconventional or unusual, your soul's really wanting you to head in that direction, that it's okay if it's not, you know, the same mass-produced path that a lot of people follow. Remember how awesome you are, and like success is gonna find you in whatever it is that you choose to pursue, as long as you're passionate about it and that you stay confident in your abilities and your talents. Oh wow, I just realized, so 13 reduces to a 4. So we have 4, we have the 4 of Cups, we have a 4 here, there's a 4 in regeneration, we have a 4 in passion, reconfirming this strong foundation that you've built for yourself. You're ready to handle anything. And also, like, your guides and your angels in the universe want you to know that you're really, really protected. They're around you like all the time, and they're helping you in these situations and helping to guide you towards the path that's meant for your highest good. So let's take a look at these last oracle cards. These are going to be final messages from your soul. Wow, I just saw 44 on the timer. So this could have to do with what we've been talking about, or these could just be extra messages that your soul wanted you to know. So we have, we have marriage. Okay. We have dogs, getting together with friends. Nest, an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. We have pin, new job / career. We have, oh my God, we have love. And handshake, a meeting with a stranger could be important. Wow, okay, so wasn't I saying before that, you know, we were talking about like walking away from people, things like that. I don't fully remember what I said. Yeah, my mind is going totally blank right now, but I know we were talking about that, and I was like, I promise you that there's people out there that like love you and want to support you for who you are. That's like totally what I'm seeing here. So you could be literally getting married yourself, or you could be going to a wedding and like getting together with friends or meeting new friends or something like that. If it's not a wedding, with marriage and love and getting together with friends, even with, I mean, okay, like literally all of these, but it's like, it's making me think of connecting with your soul tribe, your soul family, like people that you have a soul contract with, but not in like a karmic way, in like a, you know, these are loving connections that are going to have mutual respect and mutual support for each other. Maybe you get into business together, or maybe you meet these people at like a new job that you take or something like that. Or maybe you meet a stranger and then through them you get a new job or something. Or if you're single, maybe the stranger ends up being like a soulmate or some kind for you. But that's everything that I'm seeing, pile 2. Let me know in the comments how this resonated for you. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching, and hit the post notification bell so you never miss out on when I upload a video. I love you so, so much. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hey there, pile 3. If you chose the Angel Aura Coated Rose Quartz and the Luminous Spirit Tarot deck, this is going to be a reading all about what action your soul is guiding you to take next. Before we start, I want to point out I'm loving the combination of the crystal and this deck. I hope you can see the colors on this. Put your crystal up here, but I also want to show you how pretty this deck is. Can you see that? It's like holographic on the back. So pretty. I could literally just stare at it all day, but I won't. I have my window open because it's starting to get hot where I live, so I really hope there's not a lot of background noise. If there is, I'm really sorry about that. But back to today's video. So first we're going to be taking a look at what your soul wants you to focus on, and then we'll be looking at what action your soul is guiding you to take with oracle cards. We'll be getting more detail with the tarot, and then we'll be grabbing some advice and ending the reading off with some closing messages from your soul. So for now, I'm going to put your tarot off to the side. We're going to look at this in a little bit. Let's start off by taking a look at what it is your soul wants you to focus on. So we have release, and we have the dragonfly with the air element. So I just saw 222 on the timer. This could be about a partnership of some kind, or some kind of relationship or connection. Doesn't have to be though. This could even be talking about releasing anything that's causing your life to be unbalanced in any way. But with the dragonfly card here, specifically in this deck, it talks about how the dragonfly represents the mind because it's always shifting and changing, and it can talk about illusions as well. So this could be about releasing any self-limiting beliefs, any skewed perceptions that you may have of yourself or of your situation. This could even be about releasing negative mindsets or like any kind of negative mentality or mentality that holds you back in some way, if it disempowers you in some way. But I'm even noticing on the dragonfly card, there's the water element here too. So this could be about releasing and purging some emotions, maybe from past events or just old wounds, things that have hurt you. Because with release here, like I know we're talking about letting go and things like that, but I'm also being taken to the fact that after the period of releasing and purging, we enter a stage of healing, and then we enter a stage where we have space to accept new blessings and to accept something new into our life. So I feel like your soul is wanting you to focus on releasing at this time, because there's a lot of blessings and opportunities that are lined up for you. But it's like, in order for those things to come in, you need to focus on this first. I also just saw 444 on the timer, so you're being heavily protected and guided at this time, especially while you're going through this period of releasing and purging. So I want to get straight into it and take a look at your other oracle cards and see what action it is that your soul is guiding you to take. We have Earth, number 24. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. We have Whale and Orca Elders, Share Your Song, Frequency of Sound, Diving Deep. We have Passion with the Sacral Chakra. We have Peace, the number 23. And we have Luck is on Your Side, New Moon in Sagittarius. So what I'm getting with you, pile 3, is I feel like you're empaths. I was talking about how we also have this big water element symbol here in the dragonfly, and then we have this whale and orca card. So whales and dolphins could be a strong symbol for you. I forget which. There's like certain star seeds that I know are associated with whales and dolphins. I'll put it up on the screen if I can remember, or if I can find it. So you may identify as being a star seed or a light worker or a healer of some sort, but I would definitely say you're empathic, and I feel like that's also why we have this release card. I feel like you pick up a lot of people's energy even without realizing it. And you could even be picking up on like people's, you know, negative attitude, their negative thoughts, negative, you know, self-limiting beliefs, and you take that on as your own. You take on people's projections as your own. And sometimes you may be aware of it, but I feel like there's a lot of times where you're not even aware of the fact that this is happening. And then, you know, like I'm being called to tell you, if you ever feel things randomly, like totally out of the blue, that it's most likely not yours, that you could just be picking up on someone else's energy, especially if you've just interacted with them or you're in the same space as them. Like if you walk into a room and all of a sudden you have a headache, or you leave a conversation and then you feel like super irritated when before you were feeling just like really happy and like really chill. It's not your energy. You're picking up other people's energy, and I feel like your soul's really calling you to create some kind of cleansing ritual, to look into doing energetic protection. So this could be like using certain crystals, wearing certain crystals, like black tourmaline, for example, selenite, tiger's eye, pyrite, There's a lot of different crystals that can help protect you and protect your energy, even Labradorite. And because you're so connected to water, you might also have, oh wow, that's so cool. I just realized, so we literally have all the elements here. We literally have earth, and then we have earth with this release card. We have fire with Sagittarius. We have water, and then we have air with the dragonfly. Oh, at night, I saw 222 on the timer and I was talking about balance. Exactly, and now we have all the elements here. Okay, so your soul is really, really guiding you to create balance in your life, to take action towards creating balance in your life. You may be called to work with all the elements. Something that I do is, so for example, in your bedroom, in each of the 4 corners, you could place an object to represent a different element. So you could have a candle in one corner, a feather to represent air in the other corner. You could have a glass of water, and you could have crystals, or you could have a plant or something. And then that way, by having all 4 elements in the room, it really balances the energy. Or for example, like keeping the window open for fresh air, things like that. I feel like you're definitely spiritual, and I also feel like you're very witchy. So you may be interested in things like herbs and flowers and things like that, or like manifesting using the elements, especially because you're an empath. Water manifestations and water cleansing I think will be really, really beneficial for you. So like taking salt baths, setting intentions for your bath or your shower to cleanse your energy, to cleanse you of energy that doesn't belong to you, cleanse you of like negative energy, low vibrations, anything that's not serving you. You can even like set intentions with cups of water to protect you or to absorb any negative energy, because like your soul is really guiding you to create peace in your life. And one of the ways to do that is by creating balance, right? Because balance is harmony, and harmony is peace. I'm also hearing you may want to create like a sacred space for yourself, where you can pray, where you can set intentions, where if you like work with any deities or things like that, or if you just want a specific place where you connect with your guides, you're being encouraged to do that as well. And with the passion card here, I really do feel like you're a healer of some sort, or you just have, it's like you want to serve others in some way. You want to, it's like you always feel called to help others. Like, how can I be of service to others? And that's wonderful. And your soul is guiding you to continue looking into that and to continue using your gifts and your talents to help others. But especially if you're going to be doing that, it's extra important for you to be taking care of yourself too. To be taking care of your physical body, your mental body, emotional body, and your energetic body. And whether you already have these kinds of practices in place or not, to really look into kind of like stepping it up a notch. You know, maybe switch things up a bit. How can you do things a little bit better? How can you protect your energy a little bit better? Just little things throughout the day, even just saying little affirmations to yourself like, my energy is protected. I'm protected from all negative energy and low vibrations. Nothing and no one can take my energy without my permission. Little things like that throughout the day, just to really keep yourself protected. Because I feel like you're just this like little precious bunny that I just want to hold and like take care of, and I like feel like I want to fight anyone who tries to hurt you. Yeah, so you're definitely really protected. Like, your guides are definitely around you all the time, you know, working behind the scenes to help you out. Something else that I'm getting is that if you're not sure about like what direction it is that you want to go in or what you're passionate about, if you feel confused about it, it could be because you're taking on other people's opinions and ideas and expectations and projections, and that to help you find clarity, releasing other people's energy and spending some time in solitude where after cleansing you can just sit with yourself and sit in your own energy. And the more that you're able to do that, the more you'll begin to understand yourself on a deeper level, and it'll be easier for the clarity to come through. And then you'll know like what trajectory you want to go on. You'll start to see like what it is you're passionate about, how you can give back to others, how you can serve others, how you can share your talents and your passions. Because I really feel like the universe is wanting to bless you with luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. Like the visual that I'm getting, what I'm seeing is someone running a marathon, and it's like the last stretch of the race, and you could see the finish line, and there's like the huge ribbon banner, and there's like a whole crowd of people that's like your spiritual team and the universe, and like, you know, your guides and your angels, and like everyone is like standing around the finish line cheering you on. And it's like, as soon as you break through that banner, as soon as you cross that finish line, it's like these blessings are just gonna come pouring in for you, and it's just gonna feel so effortless and so easy, like it was meant for you. With Sagittarius's influence here, this could also be about finding a higher perspective, having a bigger perspective or a different perspective of seeing your situation. So for example, like what's coming through is to really almost like take inventory of your daily routine, your weekly routine, how you spend your time, and start to identify like what about these things makes me feel really good, and what do I not really like so much. Like, does anything leave me feeling drained? Do I dread doing any kind of particular activities, or dread interacting with certain types of people? And just to evaluate like how it makes you feel, because that'll make it easier for you to identify what it is that you want to release. Like, we don't want to hold on to anything that's just draining our energy and making us feel miserable. We want to let that go, and we want to bring in more of what makes us feel good and what makes us feel like happy and creative and passionate and like, you know, just fun. So I'm also hearing that you may find earthing to be really beneficial and calming for you. So if you live in the northern hemisphere, we're finally in spring and we'll be going into summer soon. So it definitely makes it easier to go earthing. So even if you have like for 5 minutes, just like kick your shoes off and walk around in the grass a little bit, or do some gardening, things like that. So this didn't come through for any of the other groups, but autumn could be a significant time for you depending on like when you're watching this video. The season of autumn could be significant. Maybe that's when some blessings will come in for you. I'm not too sure, but it's really sticking out to me, so I just wanted to point that out for you. Okay, so I'm gonna make some room here, and then we're gonna dive into the tarot. So I'll be back in just a moment. So a couple other messages that came through. So with the Peace card, we have the number 23, and we have number 24 with Earth. So one thing that's coming through is that your soul wants you to know that you've been making progress and whatever it is that you've been doing. With 23, that reduces to a 5, and 5 is all about change, and it's really a catalyst for growth. And then leading into the number 6 here, 6 is all about peace and harmony. So whatever changes, whatever shifts have been going on, whatever you've been releasing here, you just know that on the other side of this is a lot of peace and balance and harmony. That's definitely a major theme for you that's coming through strongly. Also, the other message that was coming through with Earth here is like, I feel like once you're done releasing, like it's gonna make it so much easier. I just saw 22 on the timer. It's gonna make it so much easier for you to recognize like your true nature and your most authentic self. Like I really feel like you've been drained or like having low energy or something lately, or maybe just feeling confused in some way. Maybe not really feeling like yourself, but you're definitely going to be stepping back into that energy. You're going to be stepping back and realigning with your true essence, and that's when things are really going to align for you. Okay, so I'm going to give the tarot a quick shuffle, and then we'll grab some more details. I love these cards, but they're a bit stiff and they don't always cooperate when I'm shuffling. Thank you so much for tuning into today's reading. I really appreciate you being here. I love reading for you, and it's always my hope and my intention to provide clarity and to really empower you to make decisions that are going to benefit you for your highest good. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's leave the shuffling at that. So, Spirit, please, for pile number 3, what action is pile number 3's soul guiding them to take next? What action is pile number 3's soul guiding them to take next, please? What action is pile number 3's soul guiding them to take next, please? Okay, so we have the 4 of Pentacles. What else, please? What action is pile number 3's soul guiding them to take next? I must say, your tarot cards are not as cooperative. I think there's just a lot of energy going on here. What action is pile number 3's soul guiding them to take next, please? Let's get a few more cards. Okay, so we have the High Priestess, we have the Fool, and let's grab one more card. One more card. What action is pile number 3's soul guiding them to take next, please? Yeah, and this was the, you chose the Rose Quartz. So, yeah, definitely empathic. I definitely feel like you operate from your heart chakra. That's where a lot of this releasing and purging could be going on. Your heart and your sacral chakra. I'm feeling inclined to tell you that ocean jasper could be a really great crystal for you to work with. Yeah, and the moon just came out with all this water on it. Ocean jaspers connected to both the heart and the sacral chakra. On the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to throw out some zodiac signs in case it's relevant for you. So we mentioned Sagittarius. We have the air element. Well, I mean, I guess we have all the zodiac signs, don't we? With all the elements here. But specifically, we have Pisces energy really strongly with the High Priestess and the Moon. Earth signs with the Ace of Pentacles, which would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and we have Aquarius with the Fool. So kind of like what we've already been talking about, I'm seeing similar messages with the tarot cards. Your soul is really guiding you to ground your energy, protect your energy, and to really focus on your emotions, your emotional state. Like I mentioned, how you chose the rose quartz and how you operate out of your heart chakra. The emotions are definitely a theme here. So there could be some old wounds or old trauma or things like that that is kind of being held up in your heart chakra that's wanting to be released, to open you back up again. So you may find doing like heart chakra meditations to be really helpful in order to release some of that energy. You might find journaling helpful, or even just having a good cry, letting those emotions out, feeling them, sitting with them, letting them pass is another way to release and purge. But a big message that's coming through with the High Priestess and the Moon is that your soul is telling you that for the most part, you already know what to do. You're really psychic, you're really intuitive, you're really in tune with the higher realms, and you have so much wisdom and knowledge that you can tap into, like past life wisdom that you can tap into that will help you during this like releasing and purging and phase of healing in your life. And there's a really big message coming through about being vulnerable with the Fool here, and then with the Whale and Orca elders, it says share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Your soul's saying that it's really time for you to release any masks that you feel like you've had to wear, any way of being that you felt like you needed to be in order to be accepted, in order to be fit in order to be protected. It's saying that it's completely safe for you to let those go and to be yourself, to be your most authentic self, and to show the world who you really are. And there's going to be a whole community of people who vibrate on that same frequency that you authentically vibrate on, that you don't have to cling on to any of these old parts of you that aren't serving you anymore. It's okay to look at those aspects of yourself, to thank them for getting you this far, and to release them with grace and love and appreciation, but knowing that it's time to step into a new direction of really going where your heart's calling you, of going where your intuition is guiding you, because there's a lot of opportunities that want to come in. There's a lot of abundance and blessing that's waiting to come in once you step into your most authentic self, and once you identify like how it is that you want to serve the world. Like, I'm telling you, luck is on your side. Blessings on blessings on blessings is what I'm hearing for you, okay? Also, I'm hearing you do your best thinking at nighttime. I'm not sure how that's relevant or how that'll help you, but I heard it, so I wanted to share it. I'm also being called to this like egg here on the Fool card. You may feel that like you're really fragile, especially, you know, being so vulnerable and releasing and things like that. And that's why it's extra important for you to really be nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, you know, being really gentle with yourself like you would if you were holding an egg. And Again, the message is coming through that like you're really, really protected, and you know, you have a whole slew of supporters around you, even if you can't see them, like your guides, your angels, ascended masters, your star family. They're all surrounding you and helping you during this releasing process, and really helping to guide your soul towards being your most authentic self, your truest self, your truest form. And you'll find that once you start doing things or living in such a way that's in alignment with your truest self, how much more energy you're gonna have, and just like you're gonna totally feel like your mood shifting. You're gonna start like sleeping better, like all kinds of things. You're just gonna notice such a big difference in like the quality of your life, I'm hearing. So that could be a sign for you if maybe you're like a bit unsure if making a certain change is going to help you. Pay attention to how it makes you feel. Like, are you noticing that like you're in a better mood, that you're feeling more uplifted, you're feeling really inspired, you're feeling really motivated? If you're feeling all of these really good things, then it was a good choice that you made. It was a good change that you made. So let's take a look at and see what the advice from your soul is. The advice from your soul is. We have get back to elemental. That's funny. So we literally have all the elements and it's talking about that again. Wow. We have befriend the word polarize. And we have rise. Yes. I mean, the message with get back to elemental is kind of like what we've been talking about, with the added layer of getting back to basics, like getting to the root of like who you are, what you stand for, what it is that you want to do and be and experience, and find a way to start incorporating that into your life. That it's okay if, you know, people have something to say about that. I said this in another pile, but like people are gonna talk no matter what, so you might as well just do what makes you happy, right? And probably in the past you may have tried to, you know, water yourself down a bit, dim your light a bit just to fit in, but your soul is saying that you don't have to do that anymore. You shine as brightly as you can, and like the right people are going to be drawn to your light. And I'm also hearing that it's like you have like a message that you need to share or something like that. It's time to really just break free and like let your energy shine. It's time to stand up, time to rise up and like see how far you can fly, because I definitely assure you that you're gonna go really, really far. So both the number 48 and 57 here reduced to a 3, which is all about expansion and growth. It makes me think of the Empress, and it also makes me think of Jupiter, which we have Sagittarius here. So there's a lot of abundance, a lot of blessings, and a lot of ascending that you're going to be doing, a lot of opportunities coming your way. And it all starts with you getting back to the core of who you are. And again, just reiterating the message of you may feel drawn to working with the elements, or even working with like one particular element or something like that. I think that's something that your soul is really encouraging you to try or continue doing if it's something that you have been doing. Actually, don't these look kind of the same, like this bow and arrow and this rise card? It's like you're definitely, oh, I'm hearing the song Go the Distance from Hercules. I was gonna say Aladdin. I don't know why. Maybe Aladdin is significant to you. But either of those movies could have extra messages for you, or maybe you're just a big Disney fan like I am. Okay, let's take a look at these final oracle cards. These are going to be final messages from your soul, things your soul wants you to know at this time. It could have something to do with what we've been talking about, or these could just be other additional messages that want to come through. So we have the month of May. So if you're watching this when it's uploaded, we are in May currently. So something significant could be happening this month. We have bag, something important such as a new job or a raise. We have kite, vacation. Woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. Chair filled, someone new is entering your life. And purse, pay attention to your finances. Okay, really interesting that we have bag and purse here. So I think careers being highlighted for you. And then we have someone new is entering your life, and then we have dealings or relationship with a woman. So this doesn't have to be a woman in regards to gender. This could just be someone that has strong feminine energy. It's just something to keep in mind. But so there's a feminine energy that's going to be entering your life. This could have to do with a job opportunity, or a way to increase your abundance. You could be meeting this person in the month of May, or maybe you're going on vacation in May and you're meeting someone, like meeting a friend, maybe a new friend, or maybe you've like booked yourself a vacation and maybe it's a bit expensive, so there's just some like a guidance of watching your finances, things like that. But either way, there's like a lot of abundance coming in, and whoever this person that you're meeting is going to be really, really significant. This could even be someone from your soul tribe as well. So that's everything that I'm seeing for you, pile 3. Let me know in the comments how this resonated for you. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching, and hit the post notification bell so you never miss out on when I upload a video. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I love you so, so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!